So when you're a comedian, you're trying to like film a special. What you're supposed to do is do a show like for about 2 years. You take it on tour. You take it to Edinburgh Festival. You get like really polished and really slick, and then you film it in like this theatre in front of all your fans, and they pay to get in, and it ends up with this really slick product. What you're not supposed to do is just sort of announce you're doing a special and just ring up your mates who have cameras and film it in at an open mic night where you don't know how many people are gonna come and they can get in for free, and it could all go very wrong indeed. But that's what we've done. I don't know how many people are going to turn up. Hopefully a few of the regulars show up and it'll be all right. That was roughly what I wanted to say. Cool. Yeah, and then hopefully like smash cut to like, smash cut, is that the right term?
Alex Kitson!
Mixed on the name Alex. Like I kind of like it. I'm pleased I don't have like one of those new names. Like, I don't know if you met a kid recently, but they've all got like unique names. Like I work at a school, and every kid I teach is called like, you know, like Brazil Nut or like or Zanti 2016, and they've always got like a reason or like justification for their name as well. They're always like, oh yeah, my name's actually September because I was actually born into a family of wankers. Like they always like try and justify it. I teach in Bristol. I genuinely teach a kid whose first name is Colston. Like, fuck me, just change it, you're done. Like, you can't be called, you cannot be called Colston anymore, I'm sorry. Like, but like, he's like 12, right? And a couple of months ago, his mates started giving him shit for it for like the first time, because like, they're woke Bristol kids. So like, all the teachers, and he's getting quite upset, not really knowing why people are taking the piss out of his name. So all the teachers had to have like a meeting, like, what we're gonna do about Colston, and they all turned to me, because I'm like the young liberal teacher, like, what we're going to do? I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. They were like, well, do something. So I had to like go to his classroom. I had to take him out of lessons. I had to take him on a little walk. I just kicked him in the river. He's got to learn. He's got to learn. He's got to learn. I was like, this is Bristol. Bang! Get in there, you racist little cunt. I'm not having it. Just change it, mate. Abbreviate it. Go by Cole. Just change it to something. Like, he's changed it now. He's a strange kid. He's changed it now to Bristol Beacon with. He's a strange kid, man. Very strange kid. I don't know. I think you have to abbreviate your name. This is my issue with Alex. I think you have to abbreviate your name to make it socially acceptable. That's not a good name. Like, Alex is fine, but my full name's Alexander. And that's a prick's name. Like, you can't go by Alexander in real life. Like, I'll give you an example. Say if you're meeting like your ex's new boyfriend, like, I don't know, maybe you're in hell. And she was like, oh yeah, meet my new boyfriend, he's called Alex. I'll be like, well, you know, he might be a nice guy, I'll come meet him. He was like, oh yeah, meet my new boyfriend, he's called Alexander. Even though that's my name, I'll be like, well, he sounds like a wanker. Like that is, like if you have to abbreviate a name to make it social acceptable, that's not a good name. Like Alex, fine, like, Alexander, no. Like Reg, classic example. Like, Reg sounds cool, yeah, Reg. But Reginald, oh, I help you organise your library, Reginald. No, that's not, like, I've got a friend called Aid. Like, yeah, bring Aid round, bring Aid to the party. Adolf, yikes. Like, that's, like, who invited Adolf round? Get him out of here. It's bringing the vibe down. I don't know, man. It's not nice to be teased for your name and stuff. I got teased a little bit at school for a few things. Like, I was quite overweight. I was quite overweight at school, and like, it gave me quite bad sort of body image issues. Like, I realised I had bad body image when I saw some abs, and I was like, oh, I want them. And then I realised those abs were on a horse. Have you guys seen a horse? They are ripped. I want to be a horse. I think every man secretly wants to be a horse. That's my theory. Like, why would he? Every man secretly wants to be a horse. Like, why? A horse got everything I want. It's got like awesome abs, like cool hair, like giant cock. Like posh girls will ride them on the weekends. All the ketamine you want. I even listening to me, Bristol. I don't know. You get to do it with like a nose bag full of your favourite snack. Like, tell me that's not the dream. I don't know. I got teased a little bit in school, like mostly for fancying horses. But I thought I'd get away with being teased in that because my mum was a teacher at the school. But I even got like with my different teacher once. But I genuinely think it was quite funny, so I'm not sure whether mine. I'll tell you guys what happened. You could decide whether this is okay or not. I sat doing working class one day, just all working away. And teacher comes up to me and whispers, so no one else can hear. He goes like, oi, Kitson. Okay, yes, sir. He goes, yeah, I don't know if you heard, but us teachers, we're having an innuendo competition next week. I go, really, sir? He goes, yeah. I was thinking about entering your mother, and then just walked away. Like, is that right? Yeah. And he's my stepdad now. Is that okay? Is that? didn't, man. He banned my mum. It's absolutely. I shouldn't take the piss out of Colston's name. Is my point. Because like you can't help your name. Like, it's got me in bad situations before. I ruined a first date once because, like, I found her name too funny. Like, because it was really, because basically her name genuinely was Jasmine Smelly, and I found that so funny. Like, it needs to be like addressed. So they sat down like our first date, and I was like, you know, have you met someone who's never been bullied or teased before? Have you met one of these people? There was like, I actually work in recruitment. Have you met one of these fuckers? They're crazy. She was one of those. And thanks, man. And then we sat down the first day. I was like, right, you know, elephant in the room. You've got a funny name. And she went, what? Jasmine. I went, this isn't going to work. Like, there's no. I went, no, you know, your surname, like Smelly, you know, because I've got shit hot chat. You know, do you get teased at school for that at all? And she went, no, not really. Either me or my twin got bullied for that. I was like, what? The Smelly twins didn't get bullied? Like, what school did you go to? Were you homeschooled? Like, what? What's going on? And she was like, no. Like, why would I get bullied for that? I don't know if you guys have ever been in a position where you've had to explain how you personally would have bullied someone that you're on a first date with, but it doesn't go that well. And I don't know if you picked this up by this point. I'm not a natural bully. Like, I had to sort of improvise it. I've never done it before. She was like, well, how do you get bullied me? I was like, well, you probably walk in, I'll be like, what's that? Oh! She was leaving at this point. I was like, oh, it's getting better. I don't know. I used to think Alex was a cool name. Until a couple of years ago, I worked in a school for kids who were learning English, like for a summer. And then we had a lot of kids from like China and Hong Kong. And I don't know if you guys know this, when like students from China and Hong Kong come over to the UK, they often take on like an anglicised name so that we can pronounce it because we're quite racist. And they usually, you know, choose their name before they get there. And they choose their names with no regard to like historical trends. Do you guys know anyone called Lancelot? I do. They live in Beijing and they're 10. Best one we had a kid who's, for a first name, chose David Beckham. So his full name was David Beckham Chang. Yeah, it's, but like, one day a lad came up and he was like, and I was like, what's your English name going to be? And he said, oh, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Have you got any suggestions? I was like, Alex? And he went, yeah, great, write it down. I don't know if you guys have ever named anyone before. That's not your baby, obviously. But like, I had a major rush. I was like, oh, you know, I was telling all the members of staff, like, I've named one of the kids after me, and they were like, what, horsefucker? I was like, no, that's and a couple of days later, I saw like little Alex in the corridor, and I was like, right, I'm going to do the little something. I'm going to be like, hi, Alex, expecting him to be like, hi, Alex, back. Because look, I cannot emphasise this enough, but I am a laugh. And but I was like, so I went, hi, Alex, but little Alex didn't say hi, Alex, back. He stopped me and went, by the way, sorry, I've realised I don't want to be called Alex anymore because I've decided Alex isn't a very cool name. I know. I was like, all right, prick. What's your new name going to be? And he went, my new name is now Dragon. I did that. I can't emphasise how much he did that. I was like, fair play, Dragon. That's a cooler name. I want to be called Dragon. I want to be a horse called Dragon. Are you following the narrative of this? I don't know. I work at the school. I'm a teaching assistant, I should say that. I had to get it because of the pandemic. And yeah, it's all right. I didn't realise how unqualified teaching assistants were until I became one. Like, I've got no qualifications to be a teaching assistant whatsoever. Like, I've got no qualifications. Like, I have no idea what to do at all. Like, I've got no qualifications. My only qualification for being a teaching assistant is that I'm not a paedophile. And like, between you and me, mate, like, they barely check. And it is insane. I don't know. I'm not very good at my job, I think. I don't really, like, tell me if you think this is bad. Like, I don't care whether the kids learn anything. As long as they like me. Is that bad? I don't know. I'm not very good at the discipline side of it. Like when all the other teachers, when they see like a kid running in the corridor, they're like, stop running, and the kid stops running. When I see a kid running in the corridor, I'm like, stop running. No worries if not. Like it's not the same. It's not the same vibe. Like I had to teach some lessons. Like, I don't know if you saw this in years. Support staff, i.e. me, had to like start taking lessons because of the pandemic, because of staff absences. And like I had no idea what to do. You know, I walked into the classroom and faced 30 kids, and they just like stare at you like, what are we going to do? I was like, I don't know. What do you want to do? Cocaine? What do you want to do? I don't know what to do. I enjoyed being, I think I'm going to quit soon. I've kept on the teaching assistant longer than I needed to. I've enjoyed it. It was a fun way to spend a couple of years. Like, teaching Bristolian kids phonics is the funniest thing I've ever done. It's amazing. I don't know if you guys ever taught phonics before. The way you do it, like you hold up like a letter and they've all got to say the sound. But in Bristol's amazing because they say it all the Bristol way. So like you hold up like the letter R and they're all like R, and you hold up an A, they're all like A, and then you hold up a K and they all go. Like, that's true, man. I was there. It's the highlight of my lockdown. I enjoy being a teacher. It's not a very sexy job though. Like being a teacher's sexy. Like people fancy teachers, people want to sleep with teachers all the time. People have like sexual fantasies about sleeping with teachers. Like no one's having a sexual fantasy about sleeping with a TA. Like what's that going to be like? Oh, what are you going to do to me? I have to be like, oh, I'll probably fetch someone more senior. Like, that's not. No one's into that. It's weird, man. I don't really trust sexy people. I think it's a bit weird. Like the job sex therapist, I just don't trust. Like I think that's an odd job. I think that's an arrogant job to have. Sex therapist. Who is a sex therapist? A sex therapist is someone who mid-bang has gone, I am so good at this. I should tell the others. Like that's an insane thing to think. I think all sex therapists, you know those kids at school pretend to know everything about sex even though they're still virgins. Like, oh, you got to sit the balls in, like those people. Like, I think those are the people who go on to become sex therapists. Like, they've still never had sex, but they're sat in chairs and people come with genuine issues and they're sat trying to give advice they learned at the playground when they're 13 years old. It's like someone comes in with like a genuine issue, like, oh, it's really bad. Like, I can't ejaculate with my wife, and they're sat there like, oh, you're probably a gay lord. Like, that's, she sounds frigid, mate, honestly. I don't know. I'm trying to be sexier. No, I always say, like sex therapists, this job I don't trust. Like, there's another job I don't trust. The dentist. I don't trust the dentist. Anyone else scared of the dentist? Yeah. Yeah, man. I think we're right to be scared of the dentist. Because like dentists know that people are scared of the dentist, but they've done nothing to change their model in like 100 years. Like if dentists they know, but they don't care. Like if dentists cared at all about people scared of the dentist, they'd stop insisting on calling their surgeries the practice. Like, you've been doing it 30 years, Gary. You just back yourself. Like, I don't want to go in, like, scared of the dentist, and have a man standing over me with a drill, being like, maybe this time I'll get it. Like, that's not what I don't know. It's just a marketing issue. I think I'll be good at marketing. I think I'll be good at it. Like, I think adverts, so many adverts are fucking dog shit. Do you remember the old Yorkie Bar adverts we used to have? Like Yorkie Bar, it's not for girls. They got rid of them now because there was a debate at the time about whether they were sexist or not, which is odd because they were. And like, they were definitely offensive or problematic in some way because like you can never have that slogan with any other group of people. You can never have like Yorkie Bar. It's not for the Japanese. Like you can like, what? What I got against the Japanese? So the worst adverts are the Febreze adverts. I don't know, every Febreze advert is somebody walking like into like an immaculate room and just like sniffing and going like, all my things smell like shit. When did that happen? Oh, I better spray some Febreze. Like that's like it's a strange. Febreze is a strange product. Because it's meant to make everything smell fresh. But at the same time, I've never walked into a room, smelt Febreze and gone, oh, well, this is a clean room. Like, if I walk into a room and smell Febreze, I go, oh, well, something dreadful has just happened here. Better pretend not to notice. I'm trying to, I think I need to I want to get sexier. I think being a teaching assistant isn't sexy. My New Year's resolution was to get sexier. Is that normal? Yeah. Because I got myself a girlfriend last year. That was a big day out, big night out. And Yeah, big time. And she's way more attractive than I am. I say that as a brag. And but she's out of my league. I could tell. I didn't think she was out of my league until my mates met her. Like having a girlfriend who's more attractive to you is a great way of finding out which one of your mates thinks you're an ugly prick. Because they were like, what? Like one of them pulled me aside and was like, mate, how? Like, you're not even rich. I was like, I don't think you rate me as a person. Like, what? Yeah, she's great. Like, they take me a piss out of me a lot. They say like I'm whipped or like I'm a simp and stuff like that. And like, because we spend a lot of time together, and they always take the piss out of me. Like, you spend too much time dogging the boys and all that sort of stuff. Like, and like for Christmas, they got me a book on codependency. Like, that's pretty passive aggressive, isn't it? Like, I think it's really unfair as well. I don't think we are. I've started reading the book. Like, I haven't finished it yet because we're reading it together. But I don't think we are. I think they're a bunch of wankers. Fucking pricks. Yeah, no, she's attractive, man. She's got a very interesting job. She's actually an influencer. Yeah, I know. So not influencer. Manipulative. And I don't know. Nah, she's nice. She's nice. I don't know. You say things you don't mean. Your thoughts sometimes you can't control. I think that's a point though. Like you do have thoughts that like that you probably shouldn't say. But like I think so much of nowadays is like being a good like liberal person is like just ignoring a little voice in your head that sort of reacts instinctively to stuff. Like it's like every time you read like a tabloid headline, like all of that is designed to make you angry, and like just for a second, like I think there's just a voice in everyone's head that just sort of goes, what? Like it's just like that. Like you read a headline and then like usually it doesn't matter. It's like it's about something, but just for a second you're just like, what? Like Bob the Builder's a demisexual lesbian? Like, and you go, oh fuck, it doesn't matter. Like who cares? But I had one of those the other day because I became an uncle for the first time last year. Like my sister had a baby. Thanks. I didn't do anything. You've smelt the Devon on me and be like, well, you must be involved. Somehow, there's no way. That's come out with the normal fingers. But no, she did with like somebody outside the county. And she sent around a message. It was in lockdown. We hadn't all met the baby yet. And she sent around a message being like, just to let you guys know, we're against the idea of compulsory heterosexuality. And I didn't know what that meant. Basically, it's the idea that quite often we raise babies like assuming they're going to be straight, like and when obviously babies now I can grow up, they're going to be gay, babies can grow up to bi, babies can grow up to trans, and but quite often we, especially boys, we treat them like they're still going to be straight, and people say things like, oh, like he's going to be a real lady killer, or he's going to be a hit with the ladies, presumably because it's socially unacceptable to be like, fit kid, like you can't say, you can't say that, you can't be like, oh, good one, is it yours? Like you can't do that, so you have to use these other things, and I was like, that's absolutely fantastic, like yeah, 100%, that's what we should be doing with every single child in this country. I'm fully 100% on board. Thanks. However, ever since then, I cannot stop thinking about whether this baby's gay or not. It could be a gay baby. Like some of the signs are already there. Like women love having him at brunch. I can't pull off dungarees. Goes to bed every night with a bear. The signs are there. And then I think, oh no, maybe he's straight because he's kind of gross. He loves boobs. I wasn't sure. And then a couple of weeks ago, I was having lunch with like my sister and my dad, and my sister was like, "It's really crazy. Like he just stopped breastfeeding." And my dad was like, "I'm sure it's just a phase." I was like, "Dad, you can't call it a phase." I'm pretty sure he was born that way. That's you gotta get on board. Stuff changes, man. Like stuff changes. My dad was like, wasn't sure about the whole thing. He was like, culture's moved too quickly. That was his big thing. He was like, culture's moved too quickly. You can't. It took a while to get on board. But I was like, Dad, like culture always moves quickly. That's what culture is. Culture always moves quickly. Like, I'd like take rock and roll. Like rock and roll, he's a big fan of rock and roll. Rock and roll music at the start of the 60s was like, the Beatles with like mop tops being like, I wanna hold your hand. And like that was rock and roll. Now, like, not even 10 years later, like rock and roll music with dudes with long hair being like, I wanna suck the devil's dick. Like stuff changes. Like you just gotta get on board. Stuff changes all the time, man. I used to have a 1 centimetre penis. Like, I'm getting surgery next week. Like stuff changes. Like, you sure get. I don't know. Trying to get sexier. I was trying to get sexier with my girlfriend. I was trying to get, basically, because I was like, right, I'm going to get sexy at the start of the year. I was like, right, I'm going to, basically, I've been on this diet for quite a while where I eat exclusively from garages, and it was awful. No, because I do a lot of gigs around the West Country, right, and it's often not time to like eat before gigs, so like the only option is like driving back late at night and like the service stations, and then your only option is like the Hatch. You guys know the Hatch? Like garages. Basically, if you don't know, basically at some point in the night, about 11 p.m, garages around the country have gone, well, anyone out this late must be a murderer, and we got to lock the crisps down. And like, so basically, what is the system that's decided is that, you know, if you want anything from the shop at that late at night, you've got to go up and sort of guess what they have. In a sort of perverse, like Argos without the catalogue style system. And you got to go and have a conversation with the cashier, who is one of the unhappiest people you've ever met. And it's just the most embarrassing conversation. Because you've got to go up to and have another human being like 2 a.m. and be like, hi, no petrol for me. I just think I deserve a treat. What flapjacks do you have? I told that to a friend of mine. She's like quite attractive. And she was like, you just asked to go in the shop. So I don't think you can. She's like, no, definitely, I do it all the time. So next time I was like, can't you go in the shop? And he would tell me to fuck off. I was like, I need to get hotter. Like, this is it. I don't know. Basically, I'm Devon's only Jewish person. I don't know if anyone knows this. And I think people don't really get it. People get a bit confused by telling them that. Because like, they've got their own stereotypical ideas about both things, I think. Like, they've got their own idea about Jewish people, and they feel like everyone from Devon's a farmer. Like, but I don't even see why Jews can't be farmers. Like, I don't see what part driving a combine necessitates a foreskin. Like, I don't know what. And then when you think about it, like, Jews and farmers aren't even that different. Like, they both wear flat caps. Like, and some get a bit cross about what land's theirs. Like, they're not that different. Like, it's the only difference. Like, actually, some farmers actually read backwards like Hebrew, but that's more of an IQ thing. That's I don't know. I don't know why people are confused by Devon Jews. There's a synagogue street in Exeter. Like, we're the best kind of Jews. Like, there's a synagogue street in Exeter, and on it is a Mecca bingo. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, I'm half sure my mum's Jewish, which makes you like part of the team. But like, my dad's Christian, and like I grew up in Devon, and that's a pretty sort of Christian background. But like, you grow up basically raised agnostic, because there's nothing like to ruin anyone's faith than like in a Christmas service, like your mum leaning over and being like, by the way, this is all bullshit. We don't believe this. He's lying. I am Santa Claus. Like, I don't know much about religion. And I don't know much about the devil, especially, because like he's mostly in the sequels. He's not really in our bit. And but I do know like one thing. I think the people who use the phrase like just to play devil's advocate, I think vastly underestimate just how evil the devil's supposed to be. Like, because I don't know much about that. He's supposed to be quite a bad dude. And people use the phrase just to say like slightly inane, like contrary things. Like the other day I was in Clifton with like some of my mates, like and we were chatting about which hot coffee shop to go to because we're hipster pricks, and one of them was like, just to play devil's advocate, shall we go to Costa? Like, that's not what the devil would say. Like, if the devil was there, he'd be like, hey guys, just to be me, instead of going to like an independent coffee place, should we burn down an orphanage? That's what the devil would say, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's what the devil's like. Maybe hell's not like torture and fire and stuff. It's just like white guys sat around just saying inane, contrary opinions. Like you get down there, it's just like Joe Rogan on blast. And just be like, I actually prefer pineapple on my pizza. Tea, please. Milk first. Got a girlfriend, man. Trying to be sexier for her. Basically, I was doing all this exercise and stuff like that. But and I was like, what? And she was like, all I want you to do, the only thing I could say is I want you to talk more in the bedroom. I was like, oh, is that because I'm like a strong silent type? And she went, no, I think you're a weak silent type. I think we do something about how silent you are. And I was like, right, next time we're in bed, I was like, right, I've got to say something sexy, got to say something sexy, got to say something sexy. I was like, right, all right. And I don't know why I said this, but I was like, right, I've got to say something sexy. And I said, I piped up and I said, big booty go damn. And she went, what did you just say? Nothing. She went, did you say big booty go down? No. I don't know what part of my brain that came from. I was like, I don't know I've never said that before. I don't know where it's from. Have I picked that up from something? Is it like a quote from something? I've Googled it. It's not a quote. I think I just said it because it sounded like cool and American. Like, I might as well just go like, I'm loving it. Like, it's not... Like, I had to go away. I was like, what? I've got to say... I had to go have a chat with my sexy friend. I've got a sexy friend. Like, he's French. Like, yeah, exactly. He was... When I was single, I went to him, I was like, do you have, like, a pickup line you say to women? And he was like, yeah, all you got to do is go to women. You just got to say what makes you different from other men. And I was like, oh, yes, sick. What do you say? He goes up to women, he says, bonjour, je vais l'adorer, meilleure nuit de la vie. I was like, oh, sick, what's that mean? He goes, yeah. Yeah. And he goes, it means, hello, I'll give you the most incredible night of your life. I went, you just got to say that. I was like, I cannot say that. I am English. I can't go to a woman and say what makes me different from other men. Like, what's that going to be like? Hi, I've got 6 years, no claims. Like, I can't say that. That's not even true. Like, I can't say that. So I went to him about this. I was like, what do you say? What do you say in the bedroom? He said, you just got to say how you feel. You just got to say how you feel. So I was like, okay, I've got to say how I feel. Just got to say how I feel. So next time we're in bed, I was like, right, here we go. I just got to say how I feel. So I said, I feel happy to be here. And my girlfriend went, honestly, mate, just say big booty go down. It was better. Like, honestly. Yeah. We got some differences. I think she's from the city. I think that's the main difference. I'm from the countryside, I'm from Devon, like I said. Like, I'm proper rural as well. Like I had to move back home during the pandemic and before that. And I was like, Mum has gone wrong again. And and one of the times I rang up and said, I'm coming home. She said, oh yeah, just to let you know, we've got rid of the internet. We don't think we need it. Like, I don't want to sound like too Gen Z, but like, you need the internet. You do. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could handle not having the internet. Like, turns out I couldn't. Like, I went absolutely insane. Like, within 3 days, I was just like shouting what I have for lunch out the window, showing pictures of me on holiday to the cat. I don't know how many of you ever tried to go watch pornography live. It's not the same, man. The neighbours don't like you being there. Like, they kick you out. It's bullshit. You can't even fast forward. And it's insane. I don't know if any of you had to move back in with your parents and that after you've already moved out. It's odd. You regress a lot to when you were a kid. Like, within a few days, I was just like, I was arguing with my dad again. I was getting spots. Like, I started breastfeeding. It was mental. It was insane. There's not that many differences in countryside and city people. She just says some things sometimes that like countryside people would never say. Like, the other day, she's like, oh, I've got an idea for what we want to do at the weekend. Do you want to go on a farm experience day? I was like, what's that? I'm from Devon. Like, my whole childhood was a farm experience. What are you talking about? And because Jenny hadn't heard of them, and she's like, oh yeah, they're great. I've been on one before. They're only 80 quid. Basically, what you do is you go down to a farm for the day, and like you milk the cows, and like you muck out the pigs, and you pick fruit. I was like, that does not sound like a fun day out. To me, that sounds like you worked a shift. Like, that is somebody else's job. Like, because I just confused me because you don't get that the other way around. You don't have farmers in Devon being like, you know what, Mary? Got ourselves something to do at the weekend. You want to go to Bristol and do an office experience day? Looks like we do some Excel spreadsheets. We're going to have a 2.5-hour meeting when nothing gets done. Pay an extra 30 quid to get a bitch about Janet. Like, it's not... Don't know what she's done. At first I was mad. I was like, this is clearly a rip-off. Because what's happened is some farmers gone, I don't want to pay any fucking like farm hands. Like, I'm going to get pricks in the city to come down and do my work for free. Like, at first I was like, this is like a rip-off. And I went, oh no, this is a genius way of solving the labour shortage post-Brexit. Like, all the jobs we don't want to do anymore, we just sell it to city people as like an experience. Like, Like, I'm waiting for one of my prick Bristol mates to come back and be like, oh my God, Alex is amazing. We came back for a lorry driver experience weekend. Oh, it was amazing. We worked for 100 hours straight. We had to shit in our own cabins. It was so authentic. We got held up in Calais by some refugees. Rupert got deported to Rwanda. We haven't seen him since. I don't know. There's some differences between countryside and city kids. Like I see it in the kids I teach as well. Like the playground. Like, the language they use is just insane. Like I like a lot of slang and stuff like that. Like I recognise it in like basically I overheard a little year 7 the other day chatting to a little year 7 mate about this little year 7 girlfriend, and he was like, oh yeah, she's amazing, right? I love her so much. Like this girl's a real bad bitch. I don't know about you guys, I wouldn't want to date like a normal bitch, like let alone like she sounds awful. But I understand what's happened. Like quite often in English we use like bad words to mean like really, really good things. I think we started with things like sick and wicked and mental. It's progressed to stuff like bad bitch. But I just don't know how bad the words are gonna have to get in the future. Like in 10 years time I would chat to my mates about their partners being like, oh yeah, what's she like, mate? And she's gonna be like, yeah, she's amazing, I love her so much, I think we're gonna get married, I can't wait to move in and have kids and all that. Like she's just not like a bad bitch. Like she's a real awful racist whore. Like the food she does in the bedroom, man, she's a Nazi. But we do it all the time. Like all over Bristol, every single pub and restaurant I seem to walk into now has on the menu like a dirty burger and dirty fries. Like 10 years ago, if you offered me a dirty burger, I'd be like, no, get me a clean one. And now, I'm like, no. That means extra onion rings or some bullshit. Like, I went to a place the other day, I saw filthy fries. Filthy fries. I didn't even bat an eyelid. I could go out now, it's what, Bristol on Sunday night. Someone could offer me anal prolapse chips. And I'm like, no. Comes to spaghetti hoops, so that's what I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a countryside kid. I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you, I just didn't. I grew up just not knowing anything, like at all. I'll tell you a story to finish, which I think sums that up. It's the story of my second ever kiss. That's right. I've had two. Fucking sick. Being flashed off on my own gig. It's the story of my second ever kiss. Like I was 16, right? I was out my rugby team. I used to play quite a lot of rugby, which sometimes surprises people now, because I'm like this in real life. And people are surprised rugby's often considered like quite a masculine, macho sport. I'm not really that. But I used to do things in real manly. I used to do wrestling. Yeah, I know. But it's true, I used to wrestle at school with my sexuality. Like women, horses, crazy. And but like, a girl started talking to me, right? This is like a big day out, like big night out at Kitson HQ. And we were chatting, we were flirting, and I'd read in Cosmopolitan that you're supposed to give women like a compliment to let them know you're interested. So I thought she smelt nice, so I thought I'd tell her. I thought she smelled like strawberries and raspberries and that. But in the moment, I forgot the words of strawberries and raspberries. So I just went, oh, by the way, I was supposed to say, you smell like yogurt. Yogurt. No one smell like yogurt. Like, what time was she going to say, like, oh my God, like, thanks for noticing, I just smashed on some pity for Lou. Like, that's not what anyone wants to hear. But things must be going okay, right? Because it's time for my second ever kiss. And tell me you think this is like a good thing to happen. Because after about 5 seconds, she pulled away and said, and I quote, have you done this before? That's not a good review. That's a lie, right? Because it's tough being 16, man. You're always trying to look cool. You have to lie to save face. You're coming every 5 seconds. So like, I had to lie to like save face. And so I made up something like, oh yeah, I've kissed 10 billion women or something. And we went back to it. And after 5 seconds, she pulled away again and said, no, seriously, I don't think you're doing this right. Have you done this before? I couldn't believe I was hearing her. I was like, what do you mean I'm doing this wrong? I had to take the condom off my nose. I was like, what are you talking about? And for want of a better word, we got into an argument about whether I was doing it right. And I'm not proud of this next bit, but you got to bear in mind I was 16, I was very young, I was very stupid. Because I was trying to win the argument. So I said, I'm really not proud of this, but I said, why are you being like this? Is this because you didn't orgasm? And she quite rightly was like, that is so stupid. Like, you can't orgasm from kissing. And I said, well, how come I have? There's one lie in that story. I was 22. Right, Right. This has been super lovely. Thanks so much for coming out. That's the end of the show. I'm stopping. I'm running gigs. I've sort of reached the end of this. I've got sort of lots of things going on. I think I'm quitting the TAing. I think I'm going to move away and go do carry on doing comedy. But I think I'm doing it somewhere else. But I just wanted to say sort of I know one guy in 4 years. So that's one fan. But no, it's I just want to say it's been Bristol. It's been an absolute genuine pleasure running this night, doing comedy in Bristol. It's all I ever wanted to do as a kid, and this city allowed me to do that. So thank you to you all. Thanks to if you ever come to this next act before, first timers, you're like, this is fucking sincere. Anyone who ever laughed at anything I said, thank you so much. It means more than you ever know. Cheers, guys. I'm Alex Kitson. I'll see you again. Bye bye.
Country's always been good to me, and I don't want to leave, but I've got itchy feet, and there's no place I'll go where I feel as at home. So you will always know I will return. Yeah, you will always know I will return.